Hey everybody, welcome back to Hart Talks. Well, today, as you can see, I have another wonderful, handsome young man sitting in my bedroom, and
not the first time.
We're going to talk today about a project that Martin is involved in, but first of all, I'm going to let this man tell you who he is and what he does.
Yeah,
do it yourself.
Okay, I should have a snappy...
You should.
I should know this by now, but...
You don't.
I don't. Who am I? My name is Martin Burns. I am a writer and an HIV awareness activist. Lots of other things. I was diagnosed with HIV in 2007,
okay,
but had been told I'd probably been living with it for about 10 years.
Wow.
So if you do something, do it properly.
Yeah.
So it was, I was in a bad state physically. From my diagnosis, actually, I kind of became an activist almost instantly. It was almost within minutes of having the diagnosis. I was like, I want to know what this is.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know everything about it. And if you've got something, why not know everything about it,
mm-hmm.
you know, if you're living with it. And I knew the stigma and the prejudice that it came with. So I was like, okay, I know that I'm going to have a fight. So a clever part of my brain must have just kind of turned on and been like, okay, this is making me do this now.
Right.
And it definitely informed my writing as well, because beforehand I had definitely been one of those writers who's like, I just want to write about me,
right,
instead of other people,
right,
as well.
Right.
That is me.
So we were talking earlier, and Martin and I, we're going to do another video because there's so much else to Martin besides what he's here to talk about.
I love that you know
today.
that already.
Yeah, I've been stalking him online, but there's so much more to
I am
Martin.
good material to stalk.
So but what he's here today to talk about is a project called We Are Still Here.
We Are Still Here. Ooh, where do I begin talking about this?
Yeah,
it's coming up to a year we've been working on this now. It's to be held in Bristol as part of the Bristol Photo Festival. And they put a call out with the University of Bristol, with the Brigstow Institute, who are kind of I want to get this right in case they're watching this. The social sciences department,
right,
almost,
right.
And humanities. And they do a lot of work in that genre, field. And they put a call out last October offering research grants they had two themes. It was either the living space or something to do with gardens and allotments. So my friend Marika, who is the photographer on this project, Marika Gunscher, I'm going to give her a shout out because she is incredibly talented.
She is very talented.
In fact, I told her how talented she was last night over a bottle of wine and she started crying. So that's how talented she is. We had worked before with Positively UK,
right, and
I had done like a campaign for them, which is another story. I'm going to give you a cliffhanger. I've got to tell you that story at another time. So she saw the call out for the research grant because it was linked to the photo festival.
Yeah,
and it called me instantly. That was the first thing she did, was that I would love you to be a part of this. I, of course, yes. I mean, really privileged that she thought to ask me because she knew I was a writer. And also, she wanted somebody living with HIV. And then we needed a third team member, and it had to be someone who was affiliated with the university. That was the criteria. So our other researcher is Dr. Adrian Flint, who is fiercely intelligent. That probably sounds like I was a bit jealous there. And he specialises in like the politics and economics of pandemics.
Okay.
But he's from South Africa, so he grew up with the HIV/AIDS crisis. So we came together, wrote the proposal, decided it was Marika really who decided that what we wanted to do was concentrate on people within the HIV community and how they curate their living spaces for the benefit of their own mental health. And I think the reason that actually the two institutions offering the money took the bait was because we were in the middle of a pandemic, and everybody is spending all of this time in their living spaces. I mean, it was topical. Yeah.
How is the exhibition going to be set out? So is it going to be just photographs? Is there going to be any anything else?
What's the term I'm looking for? Multidisciplinary? Not a word that trips off the tongue.
Okay.
So it's primarily a photographic exhibition, but we obviously wanted everybody's stories. Obviously, we have your story as well as others. It's almost like we wanted the story behind the scenes, so your journey with HIV, where you are with it now, how it affects your home and your living space, and how people incorporate it into their lives. So the exhibition is purely photographic material, but then there's a QR code that you can scan, listen to the story, and you can, for every story we've done a little teaser trailer, which I've had so much fun making. I think I want to make trailers for the rest of my life.
My name is Stephen Hart. I am an actor and a YouTuber, and I have been HIV positive since 2006. I was homeless when I was younger, so home has always been very important. Once I closed that door, it gave me a place to fall apart. I felt excluded from the whole world, if that makes sense. I just felt as if I didn't have a place anymore, and it really made me question, should I still be here? I found a strength in talking. In that sense, it's very empowering, to be able to go, yep, this is me.
We are going to have written material, Adrian's working on some material regarding all of the participants, because we've got 22 stories so far.
Okay.
And we want it to be sustainable. We want it to be an open-ended project. So we're Bristol first.
Yeah.
Well, not just Bristol, obviously London, Brighton, Cornwall. Then the nation. Then the continent.
Then the world.
And then the world.
Yes. Because
this is something that is still a global pandemic, and that was one of the things that we put in the proposal, that it's kind of been forgotten.
Yeah.
And I know it's not a competition.
No.
Yeah. I do have to make that clear, but you shouldn't forget one pandemic that still causes so much trouble.
Yeah.
Just because there's another one.
Yeah.
I don't want to be offensive to
No, it's
you
true.
know.
But and as wonderful as It's a Sin has been, it was a slice in time. It was a very small period of time where things were terribly bad, and how now we're in a very different place, aren't we? But mental health issues for people have been something that have really been popping up recently. So as you say, people that are at home, and a lot of people with HIV that are suffering from stigma would not be willing to open their homes or allow people to come in.
I think the stigma now is the killer, really, because medication has come so far that I'm sure you have mentioned U=U countless times on Hart Talks, but it is a fact that I still think only about 25% of the population know, if that, that we are uncontagious, but so it can't kill us anymore. In fact, actually, it's something I always say is a little pub quiz fact, is that HIV hasn't been responsible directly for the death of a single human being in medical history. And when you say that to people, they're flabbergasted. Like, what? It's killed millions. It's like, it hasn't. It's led to something, often a cold or pneumonia, that has killed. So it's facts like that I don't know why. I don't know if they are being taught in school. And if they're not, why not?
Yeah, why not?
There hasn't been any government-backed campaign, I don't think, ever. Actually, I could almost feel the bile rising in my voice there.
Since the tombstone, that was the last big thing that was done.
And what a slab of joy that was, pun intended. Because that felt like watching a historical document. Yeah. And it does worry me. This is no offence to the TV programme, because it was exemplary. I think a lot of people will have watched it and even though they knew it was set in the 80s and 90s, it's a bit like, well, where is the follow-up? Are you doing a follow-up, Russell T Davies, if you watch this, of what it's like now with women? Sorry, that's probably a little bit...
No, it's true. It was a very definite thing that people felt was missing, wasn't it?
And I just believe that the 19 million people that watched that TV show, a great chunk of them will have come away still thinking that's the truth of it. So this exhibition... Really, our goal was to show that HIV can and does affect everybody. There's a slight going to say irony, but this is probably not ironic and someone's going to pull me up on this. But, you know, HIV engenders so much stigma still. We know this.
Yeah.
But a virus has zero prejudice or stigma about who it goes for.
It ain't fussy.
Yeah, you know, I mean, it's almost admirable.
Yeah.
It's a bit like what I was like in my 20s. I don't, if it's got a pulse, it's lunch. And even then. But that's, sorry. But that's something that there's definitely some irony there.
Yeah.
That people, and for people to still think, you know, I mean, we are two gay guys sitting here gassing away. But one of our main goals of the project was to show, you know, we made it was like, we do not want 22 gay men.
Yeah.
Because that isn't the truth of it.
Yeah.
And I think this is correct, but I think the percentage of newly diagnosed cases, the highest percentage is heterosexual women over the age of 50.
I'd
which
heard
is
that.
not what people associate HIV/AIDS with at all. And I guess there's different reasons for it. But, let's just blame dating apps. I don't know. Whatever. There are lots of different reasons for that, but that's what we wanted to show. You know, so we want everybody. We want men. We want women. We want trans. We want black, white, polka dot. All religions. All dietary requirements. The lot.
Just the lot.
And I kind of feel, hopefully, we've almost, not as a box ticking exercise, but there has to be an element of it because it affects everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
And I know that almost makes me sound a bit like a mercenary. It's like, excuse me, stomach. Like, what, you know, who haven't we got yet?
Yeah.
Tick.
No, but I know what you mean. It's important
range.
because you want to say, well, you know, the virus isn't fussy. It doesn't pick and choose who, you know, by colour or religion or what, as you say.
What we try to offer as activists, I think, is hope to people, because if people are newly diagnosed, often they go into this panic.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, that's it, I've got 5 years left to live. It's like quite the opposite. You, once you're on medication, you won't be contagious. You will have, you know, apart from the stigma, which is why we're trying to break it, you will have a healthy, in fact, I'm pretty sure at some point the numbers are going to turn and we'll end up living longer on average, which I will be smug about. Incredibly. You know, sorry negative people. That is not an invitation to go out and get anything, by the way. But there's nothing to worry about. My father had diabetes, and that is much worse a condition to have, as is asthma, or, you know, I know they're not contagious conditions, but they're ones that, not to worry about them, but things that need to be addressed.
Yeah, definitely.
HIV is almost, I call it a little bit, I like to compare it to, you know, in Eurovision, Great Britain usually gets nil point. And like, if HIV was in like the Euroviral contest, it would get nil point. Once it's under medication begins, you get better and better and better, and now it feels like it's just left its autograph in my bloodstream. That's how it feels to me. That's it. There's no power over me, which is why because I don't call myself HIV positive anymore, I label myself HIV neutral.
Okay.
Because positive still sounds like it's got some kind of power. So neutral for me is like, it's been neutralised.
Because it is neutralised in your body, isn't it?
What's it doing? Undetectable. Nothing. Sometimes we have a conversation, a little tete-a-tete, and that is it. So the exhibition, yes, we want to show the world that it can affect, and still does affect, everyone in the world. If people get tested regularly, if it's normalised, there's ways of lessening it and not being afraid of it, and showing everyone, you know, that everyone can be affected. That was a really clumsy way of saying that, but you know what I mean.
So what are you hoping that the project will do? What is it that you would like to come away from it going, oh well?
I wish you'd asked me that earlier.
I didn't put
on the spot.
I
guess the normalisation of it, of the condition, definitely, because if something isn't normalised, I kind of think that's where all the prejudice and stigma comes from. Actually, it's just because, and if we talk about it openly and there's nothing to be scared of, then that'll go a long way to normalising it, hopefully. And I think to take away any fear, definitely, because the participants, almost without fail, that we've interviewed so far have really kind of learnt to live with it and have got, you know, no one has a 100% happy life, but unhappy places.
Yeah.
And yeah, really, I think to get people's perception away from, I used to I used to call them the big game safari, which was always the type of person that was associated with HIV, which of course was gay men, IV drug users, sex workers, and like poor communities in sub-Saharan Africa.
Yeah.
That was the 4 type of people who apparently, but it's not. That's just such an archaic idea. If everyone can realise that it is just a part of modern day living at the moment, and nothing to worry about. I wish I had put that in a snappier sentence.
We get what you mean. We get it. But you know, I think just from you saying that, I just think also it would be so good as well, because there's so much self-stigma, isn't there, you know, for people living with HIV, that, you know, I've spoken to other people who still have this stigma that they are creating themselves, or the people around them making them or helping them create, you know. So it's
because you mentioned that in your
so
interview.
it would be great, wouldn't it, if it could help with that as well.
Definitely.
Knock
That's
down
something.
some walls.
Yeah, that's something that a lot of our participants have mentioned, the self-stigma being sometimes the worst that they experience. I've always said about stigma, whether it's from someone else or yourself, and prejudice, because they do go hand in hand, is that if you haven't experienced it, I just don't believe you can empathise with it. This is not me targeting old, white, straight men. Although I am slightly. Because they are one of the groups that have never experienced stigma. So it's hard for them to really know what it feels. And self-stigma, I think even that phrase to a lot of people, they may have never heard it before.
Yeah.
And that's so damaging, because you're looking at yourself through this lens of, like, you know, where's your self-worth and who are you worthy to? And if we can, you know, if we can help people with self-stigma, that would be...
Yeah.
I would feel I would be doing that, actually.
And we have to speak about Mariki, you know, just about her photographs and how beautiful.
Oh my gosh.
I
wish I had, you know, although that would ruin the exhibition, actually.
Yeah.
Anyway. It's like, come and see it.
Yeah, exactly, come and see it. But yeah, her photographs are beautiful.
I mean, I'm not a photography expert, but without fail, we've got 22 participants to start with, just tip of the iceberg. Each photo is just so beautiful, and it is, in a way, it's just somebody sitting in their home.
That's what I said. They're so simple. That it's the simplicity of them that makes them even more beautiful.
And really relatable, I think. I think because everybody has been living in their homes more than they are used to, it shows the importance of home. You know, we've both been in parts of our lives. I know you've been homeless. I was on the streets of London for a year, and also didn't have a home for the last couple of years. I was moving around a lot, so the concept of home became very poignant to me. And I know a lot of people are thinking about it.
Yeah, definitely. So where is it on? When is it on? And how long is it on?
Details. Which of those do I answer first? October the 4th until Halloween.
Yep.
Everybody loves a good Halloween party.
Yeah.
I am going as a sexy mummy. There will be photos. It's at the Vestibules gallery, which is part of City Hall in Bristol. There are 2. They're on either wing of the building. And ours is on the Park Street side, where all the human traffic is. So thousands of you will be walking past it.
Come in.
On a daily. Pop in.
Go in, yeah.
Come in to look at the photos, primarily because they are gorgeous. It sounds like I'm saying that because of the people in it.
Yeah,
hi. Yeah, why not? But they are beautiful pictures. Come in and see Marika's work.
Yeah.
Then you can get to listen to the stories. There'll be information about like the webpage and how to follow up on the stories. That's October, Bristol City Hall, Vestibules Gallery. What am I forgetting?
Do you know the times that it's open? Is it 10 till 4:30? Or have I got that wrong?
I think you're right. I think it is 10:30 to 4, and it's Tuesday to Friday. So please come and
yes, please come and
Check
see
it out.
it, hear the stories, see the photos. I'm really looking forward to, because it feels like it's been a long time coming.
Yeah.
So it's amazing to see that you are now at the point.
I know.
Where,
It's a bit like, I mean, it's the end of an era because we've been working on this since last October, so it'll be a year's work encapsulated in this exhibition.
Yeah.
And it's kind of bittersweet because obviously it's what we've been working towards, but you know, I think I'm going to have to take my own photo down on October the 31st just to have a bit of a ritual ceremony.
Yeah.
But it's only the beginning, definitely. I think we are thinking of taking it to Manchester next. So anybody out there who has a space or a gallery space or is interested in the project or wants to fund us, I hate to talk about the sordid topic of coin, but
put it in the details section, in the comment section below, and I can pass anything on to Martin and Marike. You know, that if you have any interest in any way, shape, or form. And thank you for coming along today. Thank you.
I love this lighting. I want to take this lighting with me on the streets of London when I leave here now.
I've got my ring light, so yeah.
And I don't normally look this fresh.
I'm kidding on. I'm kidding on. I know what I'm doing. You know, it's all a lie.
Love it.
It's all a lie.
Professional.
Yeah, but thank you.
Thank you.
And
pleasure.
Please come along. If you're in Bristol. I've got friends in Bristol. I'm going to be coming down. Down? Yes.
I would say sideways.
Sideways. I'm going to be coming sideways to see you. So
it's not the first time I've done that.
Yeah. So I'm going to be coming sideways. So I will see you really soon. So please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Any questions, pop them in the comment section below. And we will see you soon.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you.
See you and on.
Bye.
Do I remain silent now?
That's it.